For more, we're joined by DA Gauteng leader John Moody. Thanks so much for your time, John. Appreciate it. First off, let's confirm whether your councillors are undergoing these lie detector tests.
Well, the councillors had taken a decision as a caucus that this is what they want to do. So the answer to your question is yes.
So were they asked to do it at all, or they just decided among themselves that they would want to take this lie detector test to find out who exactly voted against the DA in this motion?
You are correct in that assertion. They as a caucus had decided, because they have to continue working with each other up until 2021, that they need to ensure that they can operate in an environment of trust. And the party did not bring the issue to them. It was never requested by the parties. They themselves as a caucus that took the decision, and they paid for it themselves as individuals.
And you as the party didn't feel this was a bit extreme?
They have to work together. They have to form a relationship of trust and maintain that relationship of trust, because they are hell-bound on regaining the governance of this municipality, for the sake of better governance and giving the people of Mogale an opportunity for better service delivery. And that is their goal and their aim. And if they took the decision, and it was expressed to them that it cannot be foisted upon anyone, that if they embark upon something to these extremes, they must remember that each and every person has their own rights, and that it is also not enforceable. So they went ahead as a caucus. They decided to do what they have done, and they are awaiting their results.
So what happens when they find out who actually voted in favor of this mayor being removed?
Well, as I said, it is never evidence that is acceptable in a court of law. Of course, if there is someone that is found out to, or individuals who are found out to have been colluding with the ANC, of course, we're going to have to take the matter in terms of having discussions with these individuals. And of course, if they deny that it is so, there's nothing that we can do. There is no procedure in our disciplinary code that makes provision for such.
So do your councillors not have the freedom to actually vote in a motion of no confidence, with their conscience? Do they have to go with the party line?
No. Let me explain this to you. In the first instance, they as a caucus had decided that they will be voting in a certain direction, and that is to maintain a mayor who, in good conscience, is serving the people of Mogale to the best of his ability, and he's was busy weeding out corruption in this municipality that, quite frankly, had been cash-strapped. When he took over, there was a 400 million rand deficit. And within the space of 10 months, turned things around and would have gone into this year's new budget, the DA budget, with a deficit of 200 million, and envisaged that by the end of this financial year, they would in fact have had 50 million rand in the black, and over a period of 3 years have an excess of 300 million rand in the banking account. So it is about good governance more than anything else. And, there's no such thing about of conscience. What type of conscience, when we do realize and know that the ANC had been involved in nothing else but graft in this municipality, which we are unearthing?
Well, some would argue that the DA is expecting ANC MPs in Parliament to vote against President Jacob Zuma in the upcoming motion of no confidence. So why not the case in this time around?
Let us differentiate between the two. Jacob Zuma has been, by the Concord, found that he needs to give account for over 700 criminal charges against him. On a daily basis, things are being unearthed of corruption, maladministration under his watch. Whereas in this instance, and that is about voting so that we can put South Africa on a trajectory to take us out of the mess that we find ourselves in. Similarly, here in Mogale, we have inherited a bankrupt municipality as a result of graft and corruption. And we in the DA are about clean governance, and it's about putting the people first and not individuals' own interests first. So there's a difference between the two.
Well, surely your one councillor who worked so closely with this mayor had a problem with him, and that's why he voted against him. So is it not something that the party should be discussing in the first place around Michael Holenstein's leadership?
I think that's an assumption. Definitely an assumption. We do have information that alludes to the fact that such individual could have been bought over by the ANC.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, and therefore had put their own interests first instead of that of the people of Mogale.
All right, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. That was DA Gauteng leader John Moody.